Hello, in a video. Today we're going to take a look at the Hisuian Braviary again, but this time around in the Hisui Cup here, as you're going to be able to actually use this if you rate them and trade them. Like, it's pretty easy actually to get them below 1500 CP, but you have to trade them. It's like, I don't know, like a 1 to 4 chance or whatever to get this. Yeah, I was actually pretty unlucky with the IV spread. You see 7 attack, that's not really what you want, but it's fine. As we're going to go into this Pokemon now against this Lucario, while my opponent going to bait me there. And yeah, this team is very interesting. We're going to take a look at this a little bit later now, but yeah, in general, I went, I think 10 and 5 with this team, which is kind of insane as I'm currently also in like the Legend Edo range here. Like I'm on like 3100 nearly now. I think I'm now 3100 after I claimed my sets. And it went all way better than I expected, which was just because the team works like so well. The reason why you see here in the lead the Probopass instead of what you might expect would be the Bastiodon is mainly water types, like this Bibarel, which is kind of awkward. Still, Bibarel is still very good against you, but on the long run you're gonna be able to hit something like the Empoleon better, which is a main issue for this team as you have a double flyer team, and especially the Hisuian Braviary is not really able to hit the Empoleon here, so you kind of want to have something with Thunderbolt and Spark here. With the Probopass, I actually really only built it for this team. I didn't have a Probopass prior, but now at least I have one, which usually is worse than the Bastiodon, but this time around I'm pretty sure it's a little bit better just because of the different kind of matchup with Spark and the Thunderbolt. Well, we're gonna be able to farm down this Cresselia here. Now they're gonna go for another move. It's fine as we can farm down this Pokemon now with our Braviary, and Braviary doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't care about what's coming in here. We see the Bibarel coming in. It's totally fine. We're gonna go ahead, farm this thing all the way down, trying to get to one Brave Bird, and now swap onto my Probopass, going for one Rock Slide here, as we're gonna see my opponent going into their Gliscor, which still kind of needs to get to a move, but I don't think they're actually gonna throw here. They try to farm me down, which doesn't really help them too much, as I'm gonna be able to get to another Rock Slide here, and also Rock Slide gonna do some nice damage, putting into range where even the Omnius Wind gonna be able to KO this, and we win CMP tie against them. I wasn't sure about this, but we win the CMP tie and we can KO this Pokemon and win the game. Next up, we're gonna see, what are we gonna see? We're gonna see Mango Munchlax with the Bastiodon in the lead. Bastiodon in the lead, you should also pretty easily win, I think, with the Probopass in the like 2 shield scenario. I don't know if you win this in the 0 shields, but you're definitely gonna be fine later on because you're gonna be able to outspam this thing with the Thunderbolts. You're gonna be able to hit neutral while their fast move is double resist. Oh, it's actually only single resisted against you, as I stay in way too long against this Groddle because it was actually when I played this match, like it was very late. But yeah, like I should have already swapped out earlier. Going now for one Icy Wind. This Icy Wind gonna do some nice damage, and I'm gonna be able to farm down this Groddle all the way. Like, I don't really care about another Body Slam hitting us. That's all fine for me. We can just farm all the way down. We have all the energy in the world. We can go for some nice Shitter Balls against this Bastiodon, which are gonna allow us to do some nice damage here and putting it into range where even the Probopass can just farm it down after the second one here, which is nice. And we're gonna go ahead and go straight for the move. I actually wanted to go for the Rock Slide here because it's a Torterra. I expected this as well, but I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead, go for the farm down here with the Braviary, as I think this was only a Sand Tomb here, and I was completely wrong. This was already a Frenzy, but we can still farm them down here, and we can farm down the Bastion as well. So this is gonna be a pretty easy, good game there, even though a Bastion in the lead there doesn't really matter too much for us. We can spark it all the way down. Our Probopass shows how good it is, as we see a Froslass in the lead, which is pretty decent, but we see now a Drapion coming in. And Drapion is kind of a problem for this team, as it has access to Awkward Tail, super effective to our lead. It has access to Crunch, super effective against both of our Pokemon in the back. So it's kind of a core breaker for this team. I actually only faced 1 in 15 games now, so it's not really the biggest problem for me, at least there. It kind of lost some weight as everybody started running Double Fighter, which I guess is good for this team, as Double Fighter is something that you can easily handle as we catch one Awkward Tail here on our Braviary. We see the Froslass coming back in, and we can go ahead, go for an Omni as a Wind, and let's see how much damage it's gonna do. Do they let this go? No, they don't let this go. They're gonna shield this up, which I guess is a smart move, as they have now all the energy in the world. We're gonna go ahead, go back into the Probopass here, as we have to see what they have in the bag. We're gonna shield this move up. It's gonna be the Avalanche, Very nice bait by my opponent. Is this even a Shadow Ball? I don't think it is. I don't think they had 100 energy. Never mind, they were at 100 energy. And at this point, this game is pretty much over. Like, there is not a lot that I can do there. I think they're going to be able to farm me all the way down. But they're actually going to show me their final Pokemon, which is going to be the Lucario. If I was going for the Shadow Ball here, I would have been able to actually get to 2 in time. But like this, I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Icy Wind. I kind of have to farm down anyway to get to another Icy Wind later on against the other Pokemon there, which will not happen because this Shadow Ball, even though it's double debuffed, still going to be able to KO us, as the Lucario has insane amount of attack. As we see a Gallade against us here, we're going to go ahead and go straight for the swap in into the Drifblim. Both of our Pokemon in the back going to be able to handle the both charge moves of the Gallade pretty easily, especially the Braviary. Going to be able to resist the Confusion, going to be able to resist the Leaf Blade, and going to be able to double resist the close combat. As we see a Munchlax coming in against our Drifblim, which is actually not the worst matchup for the Drifblim. Like, it's still like you're gonna lose this kind of scenario, but it is still kind of fine. I don't know if the match is actually in. There's another match later on against a Munchlax where I played a little bit differently because I swapped into my lead. But we have to see this. But at this point they are debuffed like crazy, so I can just let this Bulldoze go through. It doesn't really do too much damage. We had 100 energy with our Probopass. We swap out, catch the move onto our Hisuian Braviary. The Leaf Blade comes through, does do some nice damage, but we can go ahead, go for one Brave Bird against this what's it called, against this Empoleon. We're gonna get the shield from my opponent. We have to bait here. We're gonna go for the bait as they're gonna go ahead and most likely throw that charge move now. Yep. As we had some lag there as well. We still have some frame drops on our side, which is okay. So we can go ahead and go for another Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt does not KO him, but we can still farm down. It's gonna come down to the wire. Can we still get to the move? We can. Does this KO my opponent? It does, and we win the game here against this Gallade. Good game there. Next up, we're gonna have the Probopass against a Froslass again. Very nice lead there. Probopass looks like a very solid lead in general, if you like think about it. Beats all the flying types, beats Bastiodon, beats basically everything that's not a fighter right now, or Gastrodon. And against fighters and Gastrodon, we have a very good backline, so it's not really the biggest problem. While my opponent went for close combat there for whatever reason, we can go ahead and double debuff him on the attack stat as well, not only the defense stat there. As we're gonna go and see the Froslass there, as I'm gonna let this move go through. We can go back into our Probopass and we can realign our Pokemon perfectly. I expect them to have the Toxicroak in the back at this point of time, so I just should be fine with my Hisuian Braviary in the back. They're most likely gonna try to catch the move, which I expected, and they did, but they didn't succeed, as we're gonna be able to just farm down this Toxicroak here, and we should be fine winning this game, going straight for the ominous wind, as we still have one move stored on our our Probopass here, and this definitely gonna KO the opponent, as we can still shield up the move here. Even if they hit a Shadow Ball here, this still would not be enough to KO the Probopass from this range, as far as I know. Probopass, even though of course it's not as bulky as the Bastion, it's still pretty bulky. As we see an Empoleon lead here, we swap immediately into our Drifblim, and we can bait here. We have to kind of bait here against this Froslass with our Icy Wind. We're gonna shield this up. We're gonna be able to go for one Icy Wind here, and this Icy Wind gonna get the shield already, which is nice. And surprisingly, we're gonna go for another Icy Wind here, and this also gonna get a shield, which is very nice at this point of time, because we needed some shields down for our Probopass to do some nice damage against whatever wants to come in here. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna go back into the Empoleon afterwards, and I need the Thunderbolt damage on the Empoleon to do some damage. They are double debuffed. The Shadow Ball doesn't really do damage, as they're gonna go ahead, go into their Crossalia. I should be okay here at this point. They're gonna go ahead, go for the Moonblast here, which does some nice damage, but even though Omnious Wind is super effective, Brave Bird is always the way to go. Boom! Putting him into red health, and we're gonna go and just let this move go through. Going to be a Grass Knot, it's fine. We are at 100 energy, we can go for one Rock Slide. We will not be able to get more energy anyway. So we see now the opponent going into the Empoleon, as they tried to catch the move, didn't work out. I actually expected that they catch the move, so I wanted to throw basically during the move animation of the Empoleon. We had 100 energy, we go ahead, go for one move here. Thunderbolt comes through, doesn't KO. We can still go for one Rock Slide, and there's a Rock Slide, easily knocks out this Empoleon, and we kind of won from a very horrible scenario there, so good game there. We see the Froslass coming in, seeing here exactly, this was the matchup I wanted to talk about before. We see the Munchlax coming in here, we can go for one Rock Slide. Of course they have Bulldoze and they have Body Slam, so we're just going to go ahead and go into the Drifblim, which is usually not the play, as of course Lick damage is super effective, while we are Ghost against a normal type, which doesn't really want to face normal types. But at this point they are so debuffed, we can just go ahead and go for, like, so debuffed, so like in general, like they lost a lot of health already, so we can just go ahead and go for some more Icy Winds as they catch perfectly onto the Froslass. I was kind of doing a slow, yeah, like I would have been able most likely to hit actually the Shadow Ball already, but like, yeah, I was a little bit, I just woke up, okay? Just woke up. Gonna be able to now farm down this Froslass though, they're double debuff, which is fine, as they go for Shadow Ball, which does no damage, and their fast move is resisted, which is also nice. I can just let this move go through, but I'm actually gonna shoot this move for whatever reason. I don't know why, I actually don't know why. I can just farm this thing down, go for some Rock Slides against this incoming Munchlax, and I should be in a pretty decent spot at this point of time. I can just go for more Rock Slides, as a Rock Slide's coming through. We're gonna swap into our Braviary, trying to farm this thing down here and maybe try to boom something in the back. What do they have in the back? We will find out shortly. We're gonna see that my opponent goes for another Body Slam. We're gonna shoot this up as we see another Lick user in the back, as we are a Psychic type now, not a normal type. That's horrible. We go ahead for the boom. Brave Bird getting into the red health. Are you gonna still survive a Shadow Ball from the Licky though? That's the question. They don't even have Shadow Ball. They have the Earthquake, and so we are definitely gonna lose this match. I'm pretty sure we would lose anyway if they had the Shadow Ball, but it's fine. We have a horrible lead again here with the Empoleon against us. We're gonna go ahead and go for the Drifblim here. They're gonna stay in, they're gonna go for the Hydro Cannon, we're gonna go ahead, go for the Icy Wind here, trying to bait there, as this would allow us to get to the next move in time. They're not gonna even... yeah, I don't know, they don't even want to shield anything here. I'm just gonna go for another bait there, and they at least want to shield this bait. I'm just gonna go ahead and shield another one, which was completely stupid on my part. I kind of regretted this immediately when I did this. And I should have went for the bait here as well, because it didn't really help us anyway if I went for the Shadow Ball, but it's fine. Going to go ahead now, go into our Probopass. We can take those Shadow Balls pretty easily, as we have to overfarm a lot, as they're gonna go ahead and, like, we can go ahead, go for the Rock Slide, KO this thing, but we have to still KO this Empoleon, and this is actually very crucial that we get to the Thunderbolt here in time. Very lucky there, as we see the Cresselia in the back, and this is going to be already a good game, as we're going to go ahead, go for a Rock Slide here. This Rock Slide going to be able to do some very nice damage already, but this puts it basically into the range where the Braviary can go for a big Brave Bird, and this should be a pretty easy good game there against my opponent. Moonblast comes through, doesn't KO me. We can go ahead, go for one Brave Bird, and we will see a boom, and we win this game against the Cresselia. Good game there. Next up, we have Cresselia against us again. We're gonna go ahead and just go for our moves here in a pretty decent scenario here. I'm actually gonna go ahead and farm up a lot of energy, because my backline is a little bit better against Cresselia still, and I kind of want to have something to pressure my opponent while we see their Probopass coming into our Drifblim, which is horrible. We're gonna go ahead and bait them, because now we survive another charge move, which is pretty crucial, as we're gonna go ahead and put them very low with this. As you can see here now, I wouldn't have been able to survive this plus the fast moves otherwise, but like this, we're gonna go ahead and like throw one move. They still have to throw another move here, which is nice. But yeah, I'm kind of scared that this is a Bastiodon in the back. So let's see what they actually have in the back. It's an Empoleon, and we're gonna go ahead, go for the bait, because of course they have to shield up Thunderbolt anyway. Yeah, never mind, they're just gonna go ahead and no-shield everything, which is horrible. So we're gonna go ahead and go for some more Rock Slides, and they have such a good lead now against me. They have a shield, like we are now even in shields, but we can go for one Omni as a Wind there. Maybe we're gonna be able to get to the next one in time as well. We have to see. They're gonna go for their charge move there. The Hydro Cannon comes through, as they are going into the Cresselia. One Moonblast, I think already enough to KO us here. Yep. So we're gonna surrender at this point, because there's nothing I can do here anymore. Going into the final match, we see a Froslass lead again, which is really nice for us, as they're gonna go into the Toxicroak, and this is just hard counter city. We can go ahead and go for one Icy Wind in this matchup. It's so nice. You go for one Icy Wind, you just farm him all the way down. You end up at 100 energy, you end up with like still some nice HP as everything is resisted, and with a debuff it's pretty easy to still survive everything else anyway. And at this point, this game is pretty much over. I think they just want to get some more farm with the Frosters here, which is a smart play, but doesn't really help them, as we can just go for one Shadow Ball. They're gonna swap out into the Empoleon now, and we should have a good game here with our Probopass, as we can just go ahead and go for Thunderbolts here. So this is gonna be it for the video. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day. Like, do the Hisuian Braviary right day. It doesn't seem like you get a lot of Excel Candy, but you get a lot of shinies, which is cool. But yeah, we're easily gonna be able to just go ahead, go for some Thunderbolts here against this Empoleon and win the game. So let's go ahead. Have a great day and bye.